LandWars.com.
Welcome to the Land Wars. I'm your host, Dre. With me, I have Frankie and Sean. Unfortunately, Elijah and the rest of them couldn't join us today. Um,
Elijah on
today
the
we
moon.
today
He's sleep.
we gonna get into some NBA, some NFL, Super Bowl, of course. You know, the big game. Hopefully, it's exciting. But starting off with today, we're gonna start the NBA quarter mark. You know how it's going. The quarter mark review. Um, with this one, we're gonna give 3 disappointing teams and 3 teams that's killing it. And I want y'all reaction to it, like your analysis on it. Um, so we're gonna start off with the 3 disappointing teams. The first team comes as a surprise because I thought they were gonna do much better as of everybody else, I hope. The Dallas Mavericks, sitting at 8-13 so far, and they've been looking off. Frankie, I'm gonna let you start with this one. What's wrong with the Mavs?
Um, I'm telling you, man, they need a third reliable scorer. Uh, they don't play. It's weird, dude, because Luka's doing everything in his damn power to keep his team coming, and they just down the stretch they're not playing good defense, which is weird because it's Carlisle's like calling card, I do believe. Um, I just think like they're lacking like one more player, one solid player. They should have been in the running to trade for Harden. They didn't. So now I think they need to make a move, or at least I wouldn't say make a panic move, but like they definitely need a third guy, at least a reliable player. Because Luka's out here dropping triple doubles, 30-point triple doubles. Dude just ain't doing enough. He's only one man. So yeah, they're just struggling on all the hands. I think they'll turn it around, but I do think they need one more piece, honestly.
Okay. Sean, what's your take on this? Do you agree with what he's saying, or you want to
Yeah.
add something?
Luca needs some damn help. That's what he needs. Nobody on the bench or nobody outside of Luca and KP is consistent. Last year you had some consistency, at least from Hardaway. This year you ain't got that. Like Frankie said, they need a third piece. I don't know if you need to get that through trade or free agency, but you need some type of consistency outside of Luca. And KP, to me, he ain't even been consistent all year. Yeah, he been getting some
No,
points, but not consistent all year. You need to be consistent. I mean, Luka's shooting is down. His shooting percentage is down from last year, but he's still making things work, like making plays as he usually does. Like Frank said, dropping triple dubs, but he definitely needs some help. He needs some type of consistency. The defense has gotten worse. It started off the season good. About through the first week, they were actually top 5 in defense, and then
mm-hmm.
after that, I don't know what happened. It just got shredded, and yeah, Luka looking like he need a lot of help out there because it's not looking too good for him.
Yeah. Also, when you're not getting any offense, and you the defense is getting their rebounds. You got to play extra defense. You got to play extra minutes on defense that you're not getting from the offense, which can wear people out. And their bench is not producing at all. Now the question I want to ask on that, Frankie, is give me one person they can add that you think will help, like whether it be trade or free agency right now. What do you think?
it's tough because there's not many teams that you would consider out of it right now that are like a trading piece. The only guy that comes to my mind actually is, of all people, the Cavs center Andre Drummond, but they got Kevin. They would have a loaded front court. I don't see that move happening. They would need. I'd have to see what kind of guards would be available, but man, they need like a guard. They need to do that Luka could play off of, or pass the ball to. They need a definitely reliable like a kind of like a Jamal Crawford dude, like a fucking microwave oven type dude, just boom, drop 16 points in a quarter kind of guy. I'm not saying you need like another star, but it wouldn't hurt. But I don't know, man. That's tough. I'd have to see who would be available. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe if the Spurs are bad, DeMar DeRozan, if he's available, I think he's still with them, right? I think I would. I can't remember. He said he did sign back with the Spurs, right? DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you get maybe like a guy like him, that would help. Somebody like, if the Spurs are down, I don't know if they would trade within the West because Popovich doesn't like to be that way.
Okay, Sean.
I don't know if they have to trade. They just really need some consistency. Like, to me, the only piece they really lost was Seth Curry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big piece, though.
Yeah. Like, what's the problem? Tim Hardaway is not consistent whatsoever this year. And you're telling me that Seth Curry not being on this team is causing you to play like this? Like, if that's the case, go out and find somebody that's good at shooting threes and mid-range and just sign, because you need some type of consistency.
I can think of. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Dre. Because I was gonna say I really can't think of a dude like that would come to me that would be a big trading piece right now other than Drummond. He's like the
I'm
hot
not gonna
one.
consider him high trade value. I got two guys actually, but the first guy, he's been rumored to be like, out there in trade discussions. I mean, he's not a star or anything, but I think he can help. Is Lonzo Ball from the Pelicans? He can be a tremendous help. I mean, he's not gonna. He can play he can play a little defense too. I've been seeing him step up his defense this year. He has. I watched probably most of their games. I like that because I think that they're not doing too good right now, but I think over time in the season, once everybody get in their groove, I think they can march back up, to the standings. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but Lonzo Ball has been playing pretty good so far.
He's a good distributor. I wouldn't mind seeing him actually, but I know they got like Jalen. They got that kid Brunson and a couple other dudes. I don't know if they would run a point. That's my thing. Like, but I mean, they could bring him off the bench. Ball's a solid player still. He's not awful. I like that one. What else you
got? Sean, hold on 1 second. You're shaking your head. What don't you like about Ball?
Because you need some scoring, not a guy that can only go to the rack.
You're being picky.
Some type
Though.
of consistency.
No matter if
go out
and
get
two.
his buddy. Go out and get his buddy that's in the trade market on the same team. Go sign Redick for all I care. He could fill in for what Curry gave up. Jesus Lord.
JJ
You need some type of consistency.
JJ Redick plays mediocre defense and is literally
you don't
just
need a ball
glorified
handler though. You got Luka and whoever the backup PG is. I mean, Luka plays point basically. He's a forward, but he basically plays point.
I just thought of one, and it might sound crazy because they basically gave up for him, but they would ask for a lot. But the Wizards are so bad. Why not look at Westbrook or Beal?
True.
No, Beal wants to stay. He just said yesterday he wants to stay. He doesn't know why he keeps coming up with rumors. He said he wants to stay.
Bro, everybody says they want to stay. Money talks, and guess what? You don't get the choice. You get traded, you get traded.
And they're in full rebuild mode.
Oh yeah, the Wizards are trash, and they signed that fucking one dude to like a $70 million deal. The NBA is ridiculous with contracts.
Another player I would like to see on the Mavs with him and Luka, and then KP playing on the same team is the team we're about to get into. I would like to see Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry would be a good fit, I think, to play point, let Luka, sit back and bring the game to him. I think Luka kind of panics at times, and he. I mean, I would too if I'm the only one that's scoring right now. I think Kyle Lowry would be a good addition. What you guys think about that, Kyle Lowry?
I mean, he's not bad, and I think Fred VanVleet's about to take this fucking team over. Honestly,
yeah.
We'll talk about that here in a minute, but I really do. They paid the man a lot of money, and Lowry's getting up there in age. I wouldn't mind seeing him like make another veteran run, kind of like what Jason Kidd did, kind of with the Mavericks with Dirk. Like he kind of made that like last ditch run to get a title. I think Lowry could be a solid piece. He's undersized guard, but dude plays hard. Good shooter. Good from the free throw line. Plays pretty decent defense. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Sure.
He'd be better than the first guy you mentioned, Lonzo Ball. Can't even score. At least Lowry can get a bucket, can create his own shot, can make a bucket, can hit mid range. I mean, like I said, I don't know all what the Mavs are trying to give up and whatnot. But I still feel like the Raptors would want a lot in that trade anyways, even though they have Van Vliet.
I mean, any team's going to probably want, big pieces. It's that time of year. I mean, it also could be just a contract dump, though, because I don't know what Lowry's getting paid, but I feel like it'd be because I know, remember, look how the Cavs landed Drummond. It was a joke of a trade. We gave up 2 expiring contracts and I think like a second round pick or some crap for this dude. And he's a fucking stud.
Yeah, when your young cats give him the ball.
Man, 2020 machine.
All right, we're
Shame he's gonna be gone.
We're gonna move on to the next team. Actually, the Toronto Raptors. Jesus, they have been underperforming so much this year. I mean, they went from one of the powers of the East to now one of the worst of the East, I would say. Sean, I'm gonna let you start off this one. What do the Raptors have to do to improve?
Siakam got to play better, way better. I feel like he's just having a down year compared to the last 2 years. Let's see. They lost Ibaka. I mean, that looks like that's having a little bit of a presence. Kawhi's been gone. This will be for the second year. What?
They lost Marc Gasol.
Oh yeah, they did lose Gasol.
So you don't have no front court.
He was a big part of them. They ain't got no front court, but Siakam just got to play better. Like to me, he's not having a good year in my eyes. What we had seen from the past too. I mean, Van Vliet's doing his thing, Lowry's doing his thing, and that's about it. On that really team, that's about it to me.
Van Vliet dropped 54 tonight, and that was impressive. And he was shot a lot of threes and shit. But it's crazy. They don't have a front court, man. It's crazy. Like you lost Ibaka, you lost Gasol. You're hoping Siakam becomes the star that you want him to be. I don't know. I was never sold on Siakam. I thought he was good. You reminded me of he's a lengthy player, and he's got some skills. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like super sold on him because he's like right next to he was right there with like Kawhi, learning from the veterans. They need some pieces. Honestly, I think they could be in the business of trading Lowry if they get the right stuff that they want. Because like I said, Van Vliet's going to be the future of this team. You ain't going to rely on that. Siakam is also the future. They don't got no front court, so maybe they look to get in KP, and maybe they try and move something like that. I don't know. Maybe
I think they can still make the playoffs though. The only one game out right now. The Raptors. The only one game out of the 8th seed right now.
The East is not that bad. The East is actually, I think, more loaded than the West this year. Honestly, it's a pretty stacked kind of division. There's only 2 bad teams really in the NBA right now.
You also got to think it's the first quarter of the season, so these teams are still finding their groove,
Yeah, but there's still only 73 games this year or 63? Which one?
73.
70.
Yeah, so you're a little bit more in theory than a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this is our quarter mark.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, also you got to look at it this way, Dre. You're asking, what can they do? Dude, anything to improve the team you can do right now. Hell, give Reggie Miller a retirement for fuck's sake. I don't know. Do something like this shit. Because, dude, they've played some really bad games where they look like shit. And it's because they get out-bullied by big teams. I mean, the Cavs will probably and if the Cavs don't trade Drummond by then, I would not be surprised if the Cavs go in there and just actually out-rebound the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Because Siakam ain't going to get them all. And Drummond's a grown man.
Drummond and McGee. We can't get into that yet. All right. The next team we gonna talk about is the Miami Heat. I know 2 people that thought they was gonna be really good this year. Frankie, you start this one off. What's wrong with the Miami Heat?
Dude, that's probably the $1 million question, man. Because it's. I honestly don't know, man. Like they were set up to be probably the top seed. I think we all had them in the top 3 of our picks, honestly. And I think a couple of us had them going either the finals or the conference finals at least. And Dude, I don't know. Like Jimmy, I mean, now they've had like a lot of like I think they've had a lot of COVID stuff going on,
Yeah.
and they haven't had a full team to get the chemistry going. But shouldn't matter, dude. You brought back most of the people. You signed Bam to a big deal. That doesn't matter. But I mean, like Hero, Duncan Robinson, Butler, they're all there. Goran Dragic. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. They just need to be patient, probably get some chemistry because, like I said, a lot of guys have missed time with COVID. Get that chemistry back to going, get right back to Spoelstra's going to figure it out. Miami is going to be a player. There ain't no way. I'd be surprised if Miami doesn't come back from any of this.
Okay. Sean?
I know Jimmy missing a lot of their games. That definitely played a factor in the way they were playing and their losses. But the role players, like everyone outside of Bam, they just got to play better, honestly. I'm not seeing the same thing that they have shocked the world about doing last year, where they could come on the floor and give it to you anyway. Any single one of those players could drop 30 if they wanted to. Doesn't Bam have a 50-point game this year and he lost, or it was 48? Like, that's unacceptable to drop that many points and get a loss. Like, I know Jimmy was out, but the other players, they got to do whatever they was doing last year. Because last year, you're like, God dang, man, anybody on this Heat team, they going to give it to you. And they move the ball really well. They're just not playing like they were. And I don't know what the problem is. They ain't lose a single piece. If anything, they added. Because didn't they get Avery Bradley? I ain't hear him doing nothing. I don't hear him doing absolutely nothing.
I was talking about that actually because Avery Bradley's a good perimeter defensive guy.
Yeah.
He could lock down some guards.
So I know Jimmy is a big part of the way they play, like the backbone of the team, but Jesus Lord, y'all sucking. Like, I had y'all go to the finals. Y'all looking like y'all ain't even gonna make the playoffs.
Not make the 8 seed. The Cavs and the Hawks about to get that shit.
Yeah, these teams definitely need to find their chemistry. Now, moving on to the other side, the upper side, 3 teams that's killing it right now. I want to say one team that is absolutely killing it right now, the Utah Jazz. Oh man, 15-5, number 1 in the NBA. Who had that right now? Frankie, what are the Jazz doing to be killing, to be on top of the league right now? What are they doing right?
Man, they're just clicking. They've got everything going. Gobert's playing top flight. Spider's doing his thing, dude. I'm telling you, even Joe Ingles is scoring buckets, bro. I like Joe Ingles, but dude, he's the Great White Hope 3-point shooter. He's the Danny Ainge or some shit.
Mike Miller.
Bro, he's the Mike Miller. No, man, Mike Miller in Memphis was a dog. He used to kill the Cavs. We ain't gonna talk like that. No, man, they're clicking, man. They really look good. Up until recently, I was like thinking, like, man, are they gonna actually get stopped? Because they were just blowing teams out. Even Denver, I think it took Denver to beat them, and it took Jokic to have like a 47-point game to beat them. But I mean,
I think both of them were overtime games too. I know one of them for sure were.
Yeah, they were. Well, we'll have to look at that, but I mean, they're playing good ball right now. Now they need to keep it up. I'm not saying they're going to win like 11 games every couple weeks, but I mean, they need to keep going, and maybe they'll claim the 1 seed, shocks the world. Who knows? I mean, it's been weird. It's been weird the last couple of times. So why not? I like something different. It ain't gonna be probably because the Lakers will figure it out, but who knows? They're looking good though.
John, what you got on this?
I don't know how I feel. Like, yeah, they've been clicking. Yeah, at the beginning of our NBA special, to kick off the season, I said they was going to decline and be disappointing, and that don't seem to turn out. I mean, they clicking right now, like y'all said. They're on a little hot streak. Won what 10 or 11 games in a row before they had lost. But I don't see them keeping this up. To me, they didn't really change the way that they have played at all. They won a couple of those games without Donovan Mitchell because he had the concussion. But I don't know. This is playing all around team ball. They playing great. So you got to tip the hats off to them, but I don't think they're going to keep it up. They're only ahead by 1 game, and they're ahead of the Lakers and Clippers by 1 game. So, I don't think they're going to lock up. I don't think they're going to lock up the number 1 seed. But
Oh no,
you got to
no.
tip your hat off now because through a quarter of the way, they're playing great.
They're
But that's about
playing the
all I
best
could
in the
say.
NBA right now.
That's all I got to
Okay,
say
so
about it.
moving on we're gonna move on to your team, Sean, the 76ers. They're number one in the East.
Told y'all I knew something.
15-6. It's a magical potion, Sean, that you explained to me of why they're doing so good. You
It
want to
ain't
explain
magical.
It's Doc
Explain
Rivers.
why. Brett Brown had these guys trying to play through a guy that cannot score. Only thing you can do is drive to the basket. That's it. Doc Rivers came in there and said, we're going to play through JoJo. That's who we playing through. And JoJo is going off. Everyone know he going off. This boy is going off. He making the right plays. He doing his thing. You know, he kind of is acting a lot to get to the foul line a lot, but I like it. I like what I'm seeing from the Sixers. JoJo's going off. That three-point shooting I told y'all they was bringing in that they was missing, that's showing. They clicking. Doc got those boys clicking.
Definitely.
They running on all cylinders.
They're definitely clicking, and it's they're fun. For fucking once in the past 4 years, 5 years, they're fucking fun to watch.
All I gotta
Bro.
say, if JoJo get hurt, they might be screwed though. If he gets hurt, they might be screwed.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why now. Because, bro, if there's one dude that's playing just as good on that team and no one's talking about, it's Tobias Harris. Dude stepping up, being a scorer, dude. And they got shooting. Another guy, underrated, Tyrese Maxey. If you don't know about him, learn about him. The kid's gonna be a fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Who
gonna
told
get
y'all
his
about
fucking.
him? Y'all was laughing when I picked him.
We
I
ain't
said,
talking
they got
about. We ain't talking
Maxey.
about that. We ain't talking about that right now, bro. We're talking about. Look.
The Doc
saying,
Rivers effect is crazy. I didn't think they would be this good. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even pick them to be my top 4 seeds. But the way they looking, they're fucking fun. I mean, when's the last time Philly was fun? Allen Iverson?
Oh man, he was the one man show though.
AI was like he was the one. He was the one man show. He
Hey,
was.
on your Tobias Harris thing, I forgot to mention him. But whatever Brett Brown was trying to do with that man, I did not like because at the Pistons, Harris was a baller, and we all know Tobias Harris was a baller at the Pistons. He went to the Sixers. You like, who the heck is this guy? Like he had some big buckets sometimes, but like I said, Doc went in there, opened it up. Tobias Harris is doing his thing. Ben Simmons is literally just getting basically a double-double. He has a couple triple-doubles, but he's really not doing anything in the scoring column, and they just clicking.
I would like
maybe
to see
trade him.
That's what I'm about to. I would like to see Ben Simmons. Maybe he go to the Mavs. I don't care, man. But they need. I think the only thing I will say about the 76ers is sometimes they get on this little cold streak, and it's like where they don't score, and I'm like, playoff time they gotta pass that up, but it's still the quarter mark of the season. So I think they gonna go deep into the playoffs, in my opinion. But
another dude, real quick before you go to the Cavs, real quick, another dude I want to shout out to is fucking Danny Green. He's the only dude I've ever seen to shoot 21 threes in a fucking game.
Don't even get me started there. Don't even get me started. He plays so bad for the Lakers. He called over the Sixers. You're like, oh, that's the Danny Green we all know. That is the Danny
he had
Green
21. He shot 21 threes in a game. He's a fucking goat, all right, dude. Some dudes don't even get 21 threes up in a fucking three-point contest.
Then he also made 9 of them that game that he shot 21 threes.
He didn't even shoot 50%.
It didn't really matter. He still made 9 of them. He still gave him 27 just from threes.
This cat was like Jamal Crawford and Michael Love and just come out and shoot the ball. Give me my
guns blazing. Guns blazing.
No, I just wanted to point that out. That shit made me laugh. But he's looking good too. They got veteran leadership too this year, which is really big for them.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next team.
The main event.
I feel like me and Frankie is the only ones that stayed on this bandwagon. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing it all this year. They're looking good. They're the number 7 seed, 10 and 11. We're not quite at 500 yet, but we're looking to improve. They're looking good. 10 times better than we've seen last year. And one thing I can say is this team is legit. It's not legit, but it's good. This team is actually good without LeBron James. Oh my God, man, it's exciting to watch. Young core, young bull, uh, and I like the front court and the back court is just like, and Wilder, he's performing good. Frankie, what is this team doing, and what do the Cavs need to do to keep improving to keep that 7 seed or even higher?
My biggest concern, actually, well, what they need to do is just keep playing. I mean, they're playing good ball. They're playing through Drummond. But Sexton's growing up, man. He's becoming a scorer. He's becoming a star. They need to probably wind down the turnovers. I was watching the game. I think it was last night against the T Wolves. They they had a bad one. Well, they won the game, but they had at one point had 9 turnovers. Or Dre, I don't know what you're doing,
Keep going.
bro. I'm just saying. I don't even know where I was going with it now. You fucking doing sign language fucked me up.
We're gonna start that over. Give me 5 seconds, all right?
I don't know what
What
you're
do the
saying.
Cavs need to do to improve?
Um, Probably not turn the ball over as much. Um, Play a little bit better defense. They've gotten whacked a couple times. They need to tighten up on defense, but they have the ability. Um, but I'm worried that they're probably gonna trade Drummond, which sucks because he's a defensive anchor. But did you see what Jared Allen did last night? He had 5 blocks, 28, 23 points, 17 rebounds. If I can get that kind of production from him, I won't be mad about it. They'll end up trading Love probably. But these are guys that they need to move. They need to move them for picks. They need to move for younger players because you're not going to keep these dudes in their bloated contracts.
Mhm.
Um, but honestly, man, defense is real key. They're a young team, so they can't have too many turnovers. It's going to cost them. Those are probably like the two big keys right there.
Okay, okay, I like that. Sean, you got anything to add on to this?
First of all, you act like no way showed your Cavs love. I picked
You
them to make
didn't.
the
You
playoffs.
picked the Lakers. You're a Lakers fan now. You can't be a Cavs fan. You're a Lakers fan.
Hold
I
on,
picked
You're
the
a
Lakers
bum.
to win. But in our NBA special, I did pick your Cavs to make the playoffs. So stop talking. And I did say they were playing good ball.
and
I
real
just
quick, I'll
needed
admit that I shit on that joke. I literally didn't pick the Cavs to make the playoffs, and I also
I did.
shit on the fact of the Cavs even having a good year because I was like not sure. But yeah, anyway,
Okay, so what I like about the Cavs is that they move the ball really well and they can run. Their youth definitely shows they can run on you. One thing I do not like is in close games when their bigs have it. For some reason, Garland and Sexton try to take over sometimes.
Mhm.
Which I understand. Sometimes you got it, but feed the hot hand. Like in that Lakers game, Drummond was straight up killing AD, and y'all went away from him and lost the game. That and someone made LeBron mad, came out like a man possessed. But if you still kept on with Drummond, you might have kept it a little bit closer and been able
they
to
lost by
ease the
7.
bleeding.
They
I
lost by
say you might
7,
have been
right?
able to keep it closer though, but you still
Yeah.
went away from Drummond. I don't think that the Cavs need to trade Drummond or Love because when Love comes back from injury, I think you could play both of them at the same time again and things will still be cool. But in close games, one thing I would like to see is more plays run and Sexton and Garland just to make the right play. Yes, I get that y'all can score, but you just need to make the right play to keep the game closer. Um, that's about it. I like the way they're playing, moving the ball well, like I said. Yeah, but I don't think they need to trade any of their bigs. I like the depth they have there, and I don't think you need to trade them unless someone wows you.
And and
I
and also adding on top of that, I'm sorry, Frankie, I gotta get this out real quick.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
The additions in the trade, Prince and Allen is making a huge difference. Windler's making a huge difference when he came back from his season long injury last year. Um, I think those three are contributing a lot, and I think the guard, the guard that's on the bench, I can't think of his name right now. Um, he's been playing pretty good. He's been shooting it well.
Okoro?
Um,
Oh no, he's talking about The dude from the Knicks.
Mhm.
Damon or Dwayne. Shit, I can't remember his name. Oh my god, I was just watching the game last night. It's fucking new to me. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah,
Dotson, Dwayne Dotson.
yeah, he's been
That's it.
shooting it good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this team is good as they let themselves be. Do I see them running deep into the playoffs? No, but making the playoffs is just like the Browns. Making the playoffs is a huge force for this
It's
team. I mean,
possible, but I'm not disagreeing. I just think they need to move one of their bigs to get another score.
they're going to
Because if
have to.
there's,
They're going to have
oh
to.
yeah,
They have three bigs right now that's dominating. Um, and then Kevin Love comes back into it. I would like to see Kevin Love come off the bench. That's what I would love.
they won't. They pay him way too much money to do that. I
I
don't see
know
that
that. I'm
happening.
saying though, like him coming off
Oh,
the
I know.
bench probably would be the best bench six man of the year.
Hmm. I don't know. I just want to see. It's not against Drummond. I love Drummond, but he's the piece you're going to probably attract the most attention to. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to move him. That's why I think they traded for Jared Allen because I think they plan on doing that.
Yeah.
Jared Allen ain't Drummond. Don't get me wrong. Drummond's a damn beast down below, but I mean Jared Allen is a problem still. Last night the Timberwolves thought they can go to him and they got blocked 12, 13 times or some shit. Like how the fuck are you going to keep coming to the rack and you're going to keep getting blocked
Yeah.
again and again? If they're going to get a value, Drummond would be the move. You could probably get some picks, or you can get a couple young players that can, help you win now. I know Drummond was a win now move, but he opted in, so now you got this big $25 million trading piece that'll come off your books. That's actually key.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't move Love, they'll probably do it in the off season. I think. I don't know.
But moving off of that, we're gonna talk some new. Ooh, I was gonna say Brooklyn. We're gonna talk some Brooklyn Nets. Um, Somebody said this that's in here now, that this was probably going to happen. Tip of the cap to Sean. Their defense is horrible. They remind me of that Notre Dame defense against Alabama. It's just it's off the charts bad. I mean, they're getting
Worse
all
than
the
that,
scoring
dude.
on offense. They're getting all the
It's worse
scoring
than
on
that.
offense.
Only time it was good was tonight. That's the only time it was good.
Yeah, I seen that, and I seen the little handshake. They got confidence, but their defense is terrible. Sean, what do they got to fix?
I don't know what you can fix with the pieces you have because you literally traded away all your depth. Like I said, was going to happen if you made the trade. If they're playing a team that could just run on them, DeAndre Jordan comes out the game. So there goes most of your defense and rebounds. I seen they just signed Shumpert. I mean, that's going to help a little bit on the wings with defense, but it's not going to help your front court in defense. You need front court defense, or else you literally just going to have to outscore every team. That can work in regular season, but come playoffs, you're going to be dead tired. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, they're all playing over 40 minutes. That can't continue in the playoffs. So you either got to make a
Their
trade.
backcourt is probably the worst backcourt defense you can have in the
So
NBA right
you're
now.
gonna have to make a trade for somebody. I mean, I heard they're interested in Love. If the Cavs bail them out again, I'm gonna smack them because you don't need to do that. They need some type of guy at a 4 or 5 that can either stretch the floor a little bit and give you a lot of rebounds. Rebounds will help. I feel like the defense over time it could be fixed. It seemed to play great defense tonight against one of the premier teams, the Clippers. I mean, in the first half, the Clippers kind of had their way, but in the second half, those dudes either got sick or something or just flat out missed. But the defense definitely needs fixed because they're on pace right now to have the worst defense ever in the history of the NBA. So that's definitely a problem. That's about all I got to say.
Okay, Frankie.
No, I mean, bro. I mean, Sean pretty much said everything right. I mean, they have no depth. They've lost basically their entire front line. So you're running KD at the 5. Um, the Cavs dropped what 148 on them, 147. Colin Sexton Scored 20 straight points. And I like Colin Sexton, but bro, you should not be letting no man drop 20 on you like he a damn sitting there just shooting jumpers in the gym by himself.
And
Even the
it
one play
wasn't
with Kyrie,
it wasn't even just Kyrie checking them. It was Kyrie. They had to rain on them for a
KD,
period
yeah.
of time.
Oh, I know. When you get hot, you get hot. I get it. But dude, you shouldn't even give him that opportunity. You need to lock him down, make him uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And they don't do it to anybody. Like they lost to the Wizards the other night. But the Wizards are not good. they could score
By
when no
Russell
one's guarding them.
Westbrook 3 too.
Yeah, and Russ don't even shoot threes. Russ shoots probably like 30% from three, like maybe 33. He's not good at threes. All right, Russ Westbrook is get to the rack, dunk on your face, rest in peace. I and like you said, they signed a Shumpert. I mean, Shumpert, I like him, but I think he's a little past his prime. He ain't the defender what he used to be when he was with Cleveland for the title run. Um, I don't know what else they could do. Like you don't they don't have trading pieces. No one's gonna want your picks. You don't got any picks. You traded them all for the next 10 years of your life. You don't got no young players. And the one young player I would want, he's tore his ACL, or I would take Dinwiddie, but he's gone.
Yeah.
You don't have nobody else I want. You're gonna trade Joe Harris. If you trade Joe Harris and his
Oh,
$75 million,
you're screwed if you trade him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who are you going to? You have no way of doing moves. You're gonna buy players? What is this? This isn't free agency. I just don't know. I mean, they need to figure it out. It's an internal thing. There is no signing a player and all of a sudden, oh, my defense is fixed. No, you're gonna need to figure that shit out now. And KD is the only dude who maybe plays a halfway decent defense. Harden does Olay defense. Kyrie will just stare at you while you cross him over or something, and then he'll get mad that you blew by him.
Glitch. It was a glitch.
It was a glitch. The Earth is flat. Um, and like Sean said, once you start getting running, DeAndre Jordan's not going to be in the game. They're going to get him out. So then KD goes to the 5. You have Jeff Green, who I like Jeff Green, but again, he's not an elite defender.
Yeah, just
then
look
you
at
have
what the
Joe.
Cavs did to him. DeAndre Jordan played like what 17 minutes. They were
And
running
Jared
too
Allen,
fast for him. He had to come out the game.
and I think Jared Allen or Drummond, one of them ate his lunch for most of the game too.
Man, they was flying down the court on him too. It was
Yeah,
pure.
that's what I was saying. He got to come out the game because he can't get up and down the court like that. And then your rebounds are gone.
I mean,
bad.
So I mean, like think about it. You're going to get small. You're going to have KD at the 5, which is fine. Jeff Green's only 6'9". He's at the 4. But then you got Joe Harris, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Why is that your 3-4, 3-2-1? They're just not a very defensive sound team. It's a very typical D'Antoni kind of team that Steve Nash is with, because then you trade their GM put him in a bad place when you start trading big men. They shouldn't have traded Prince, and I don't think they should trade Jared Allen. Like that was like their big key. It's a wing defender and a center. Well, you don't got anything now, so I really don't know, man. They're gonna have to figure out that defense because it's a train wreck.
I'm not saying it's going to be all bad for the Nets. Like, if they could outscore their opponents every night, they'll be okay. I just feel like a lot of that has to come from their big 3, and especially in the playoffs, I feel like their big 3 is going to have to put up at least 100 points combined, the 3 of them, at least. Because the bench, you're really not getting nothing from. I mean, Joe Harris is still doing his thing, but isn't he in the starting lineup or no?
Mm-hmm. They moved him to the small forward.
He's in the starting lineup. So really, you have no second unit, like bench wise. I mean, I know Harden is playing with the second unit now, but bench wise, you really have nobody coming off. If I keep trying to compare them to the big 3 Heat, but they had great role players. Plus, that team had defense. So I mean, there's really no comparison out of what they did because their defense is just so terrible. And the Heat had guys that can get rebounds, like Bosch and freaking anybody else they put down there. I mean, they're literally gonna have to outscore their opponents. That's it.
It really is. It's going to be a track meet every game. You're going to have to get up and down, putting up buckets. Because if you don't, you're going to lose by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be looking at each other going, why do we suck at defense? I don't know. Harden sitting here just going, I'm just going to run the other end and shoot a 3 anyways. I don't know, man. That's what we like to call the John Starks defense.